set everything up. And I kind of like that sometimes. I kind of thought about doing it that since this is pretty much only a half an hour. I thought that won't be a problem. But I decided to sit down and relax for it.
Yeah, good on you. Good day, Sally.
Good morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Good morning,
Hey, Sally.
Jesse. Again. Good morning. Sorry, I just couldn't get my link working. All sorted.
All right.
You know Ingrid, don't you, Sal?
Yes, I was just about to say, Ingrid Galloway, how are you? I haven't seen you for ages. Eating, doing it before the kids go to school. Good to multitask and all that. Good to see you, Gregory. It's been a while.
It has. Yes, good to see everybody. Good to see you again.
Keeping out of trouble?
Oh, yeah.
There's no fun in that. Just don't get caught.
No, I don't. I don't do much to get in trouble anymore. I won't talk about back before.
Okay.
Well, we've started streaming, so unless you want everybody to hear your conversations, let's get underway. How is everybody today, this morning and evening in America?
Good, thank you.
Good, thank you.
Very good.
All right, great. And I want to welcome Ingrid. Hi, Ingrid. How you going? So I know she's eating, so I won't let her talk right now. But Ingrid's.
Thank you.
All right. So firstly, I've only just told Ingrid about the game on the weekend. So she's just, I don't know if you've managed to have a look at the app or not. So just give you a quick rundown of what the game is so that you understand what's happening. Alison and Sally and Gregory have actually played this game before. This is actually their second time round. So they love the game. They think a lot about the game. But the whole idea of the game is to have imaginary money come into your account and you spend it on whatever you want to spend it on. And the whole idea of the game is to actually send out a different offering or different vibrational thought out into the ether so that you can attract a more prosperous lifestyle. And, every day you get $1,000 extra. So you start on $1,000 on day one. Day 2, you get 2,000. Day 3, 3,000. We're up to what day are we up to? Day 22, I think, 23. So all of us.
We started on the 22nd, on the 2nd, sorry. So you said possibly day 22.
Yeah. So we've all got $23,000 or $22,000 to spend today, which sounds really great, but when you get into these amounts of figures, you go, what do you spend it on? So let's get underway. Since Gregory was the first to arrive, I think he was the first to arrive, or Alison, one or the other.
Great.
I'll start with Gregory. Gregory, how's your last week been with regards to the game?
Well, I started spending money finally. I decided to take the more fun parts of what I'm actually doing in life right now and just expanding that into a much larger, in imagination, and therefore spending the money on it. I was involved with a 5-day keynote speech challenge, so I had to create a speech and give one. So I decided since that also comes from Australia, so I decided I'd just book myself a flight and a hotel room and a rental car and buy some new clothing and everything and just come on down to Australia and visit everybody for about 2.5 weeks and give the speech. So I'm just kind of taking something that I'm doing in life and expanding it much larger the way I would like to do, when things get to that level. So I was able to start spending some money that way. And I've spent, I think it was, I'm using my phone right now, so I can't look at the app, but I believe it's like $82,000 that I've spent. I think I still have 140 or something thousand in there. So I'm not keeping up with it still by any means, but it's fun to be able to just, have it and use it when I want it. And I'm not overdrawing like I did the first time around. It's got a good, steady, healthy balance building every day. And everything that I think of that I'd like to have if I actually was taking that trip. I got plenty of money for it. It's not running out. And only thing I haven't been able to factor in is things such as meals. It's difficult for me to find out the actual price of meals I would want, like in the hotel down there and things like that. So I'm not real sure how to bring that into it. But when I do, I can add that in. I may just figure a number and multiply it by how many days and throw it in there. I think that's about the only way I'm going to be able to actually do that. But it's going well. It's fun because it's something, you know, in my past life it was always a matter of where can I get the money and when will I be able to do this. Now it's just a matter of I got plenty of money to do it with. There's still a big healthy balance. It's more coming in every day, and anything I want, I can just go and get it. So it's very, very good for the mind, really, and it's very fun.
Well, one of the things is that Sally, Ali, and I, and Ingrid, well, Ingrid and I live in the same city, but Sally lives down south. So you're going to have to go to Melbourne as well.
Yeah. Can't wait to make you angry.
Alison lives in Canberra, so you're going to have to go to Canberra as well.
I'm on the way. I'm between them, so you can come down via me and then go and see Sal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know you probably want to catch up with Adrian, who's the other side of Gosford. So you're going to have to. It's a beautiful train ride, so you might want to train it to Gosford. And Nicolette's all the way in the Sunshine Coast, so you're going to have to go up to Queensland. So I don't know why my camera keeps going on and off. So you're going to have a great time in Australia, and of course we're all going to look after you. While we're here, let's have a look. Sally, Ali, and Ingrid, how much do you think the average meal might cost? Now let's just take 3 meals a day, breakfast, or let's assume that your hotels come with breakfast. So we don't.
I will say, to be safe, $30 per meal. That's not going super fancy. Just on average.
Yeah.
I was thinking 50 for lunch and 100, depending on whether you like a bottle of wine or not, and 100 to 150 for dinner.
Yeah,
Right.
if you want a couple
Every
of courses,
night?
you want to have a glass. Depends if you're eating in the hotel, it's going to be more expensive.
Yeah, that's true.
At least $50 for dinner, at least.
And you want to kind of be, because Australia has beautiful, natural produce. So you want to be experiencing having, although I guess probably definitely with our beef, we export all the best stuff, but you can still get really good quality food here. So if you're in Sydney, you definitely want to be trying the seafood there. There are a couple of really lovely seafood restaurants, give them a plug. Nick's is one of our favorites, and of course Doyle's. So they cost big bucks. So if you do sort of even put like $100 or whatever on average, then you can sort of splurge out. But hey, with all those thousands of dollars, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, money's no object.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was going to say, you want to experience it. So when you come down my way, I'll take you through all the wineries. Now, you're not going to get out of there a day with about $300 at least if you're doing an afternoon session. So, yeah, and then we've got to pay for transport so we can do all the wineries and live it up.
Sounds good.
You don't want to live like a pauper. That's the whole thing. You want to have the full-blown experience, not the budget experience.
Oh, yeah, sounds like a great trip. I'm loving it.
We can't wait either.
All right, so I think what we'll do is, why don't you? The one thing that we don't do in Australia that Americans do is they have this tipping and whatever. We don't actually do that. So when you get a bill, if it's $50, it's $50. If you want to tip, you can tip. But Australians generally don't do that because our waiters and waitresses and kitchen staff get paid a decent salary as compared to in America, where you guys, the waiters, depend on tips to survive. So, if the meal says $50, it's $50. You don't have to worry about adding tax and tips. So it's a lot easier to work in Australia. That's what I found. With regards to the food, I think that Australia has a very good quality food. I know when I was in Las Vegas, I ended up eating salads all the time because no, I just think that the quality of food we have in Australia is very good. Don't want to put down the American food; it's different. So, so I don't know. I'm thinking, well, $50 for lunch and $100 for dinner. Sound good?
Sounds good.
And breakfast is all part of the accommodation.
I tell you, the room that I found, I love it. It's like a small house and it's beautiful. I might just want to stay down there with you. I tried the Four Seasons, like you said, but I couldn't get the room I wanted for the days that I wanted, so I went to I probably got the name wrong, a Sir Stanford or Stamford,
Yes,
something like that in Sydney.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
beautiful rooms. I wish I had pictures of it. The app only lets me load one picture per purchase, but I'd love to have the
I have
photos.
served in one of the rooms in Sir Stamford. I know what it's like. It's more
Very
old
good.
English, very English.
It's very English. There we go. So, all right. Well, that's going to be awesome. We're looking forward to meeting you again. It's a bit of a disappointment last game. You got us. Was it first class tickets to America? Now you're coming down to us. I think we prefer the other way around. All right. So, Alison, I noticed that you've updated. You've gone into the app and you've updated the app. How's your week gone?
Yeah, so I think I'm a little bit like Gregory. I hadn't been increasing every day. And so last night I went to it and I thought, the other day, just out of the blue, I had this awesome idea. I'd love to see my son for his birthday, which is on the 14th of July in Europe. And then we can even go to Paris. So it's only his 29th and next year's his 30th. But I thought, you know what? So what? I'm going to go this year because I've got all this money. So I started spending. So first class tickets, by air. I think I've got some tours. I think about $20,000 because, of course, the Aussie dollar to the euros won't convert that well. I think I've put like 20,000 aside for tours and that sort of stuff. And like you, Gregory, I didn't really know what to do about food, so I think I put 10,000. I don't know. They were just random figures. And funnily enough, my shopping was only 5,000 because I thought I don't actually want to go there to shop particularly. I actually just wanted to go and experience and have fun with my son and his partner. So it was all about the experiences, the tours, and I've always wanted to go on a river cruise, in Europe. So that might be one of the things, unless I do that separately. But I had a ball, just, this little idea that just jumped into my mind. Wouldn't it be lovely to visit Tristan on his birthday and surprise him? Then really grew legs and became, almost bigger than Ben-Hur. And I still got $75,000 left. So, and I haven't done all my days, so I'm very excited in case you can't tell. So I'm loving it. Thank you.
Yeah, look, I know that one thing that I wanted to do in the last game was to go to Vanuatu and just what are we going to do in Vanuatu, and just having the tours and do the helicopter, have a look at the island with a helicopter. It just makes the whole experience of having, when you go away, having that money, just being able to do what you want to do. If you're going to, I've got young kids. I know Ingrid's got young kids. If you want to go to something like Disney World in America, you've got this jumper queue where you can pay a little bit more money and you go to the front of the queue. So you're not spending an hour of your day waiting to go on a ride for 10 minutes, or not even 10 minutes, a 1 minute ride. So it's nice having that kind of those options available to you, making the most out of your experience, and because you've got the money to be able to do that. So Sally, how's your week been going?
Well, interesting. The first time I did this, the first few weeks I had issues with spending, and now I've got issues with overspending because it's just, it's completely changed the mindset, and it's just going from very cautious because that's how I live my life to like, oh my God, grabbing it by the reins and going for it. So, and because I'm putting a lot of it into my business and then more with the family, it's just like, it just has opened, when you let yourself go and go, oh my God, it's okay. I've overspent now, so I'm doing a negative. But it's amazing how it shifts when you just give yourself permission to be free. It's incredible.
Yeah. Well, I know that I've overspent as well. I I wanted to get my helicopter's license, and I went, oh.
Sorry.
It's funny. I got the light plane, and now I got the helicopter. So Paul Cummings and I can go flying around Australia together.
I love it.
I'll be the Dick Smith of Ramsgate. But
Funny.
the other thing I want to say is, with regards to Sally and what she's doing, can you just show us what you're wearing, Sally?
Woohoo! I've got my new clothing range. Yes, so I've got a Sharka range of clothing called Empowered Clothing, Dressed with Intent. It's conscious clothing. And so it's all in the Sharka colours, and you get little crystals with it. And so you're stepping into the power of your clothing. So I've got it in sleeveless ones. Won't give you the boob shot like yesterday. And then I've got long sleeve as well. And it's all made in Australia. I got it accredited yesterday with Made in Australia. It's 100%, everything is sourced from Australia. So it's all bamboo. And it's sort of luxe wear. It's at the moment. It's workout wear for women committed to their well-being. So so that you can empower yourself. Dressed with intent. So calling it in today. I am seeing with clarity, focus, and purpose. And what am I choosing? I'm choosing to create. There you go.
I can create with those.
We all want to do that now.
What am I choosing to create today? I am choosing. See, in the morning we do these affirmations. I do little rituals, and so what am I calling in for the day? I'm stepping into that, really immersing into it, because where your attention goes, your energy flows. So that's it in a nutshell. Let's draw that energy in, babies.
Now, I just want to say that I've witnessed you from the very weekend where this idea came, because
It was with you, Paul.
Yep. And to see how long has it been? About 6 months, maybe 7 months since the idea.
End of last year. It was. We both read the book Joe Vitale's Manifesting.
Same weekend.
Yeah. We both came up with. Yeah, and yours was the YouTube one with the handles, wasn't it? Was that
and what we're doing now.
Yep.
And when you started, did you have any idea how to do what you're doing, or this clothing range, or anything?
I was with you, and I've just gone, Paul, I don't know what I'm doing, but I've just registered this name in Empowered Clothing. Watch this ride. I know nothing about it. So that's the power of just letting go, right? And just allowing. And this is what this prosperity game is doing. Getting out of your head, getting out of all the negative energies about, I can't do this, I can't spend that, this mindset of lack. So it's opening it up to possibilities.
And one thing we're going to help you do is to have people get some of those clothing ranges. One of the great things that you do get when you get these clothes is you get a stone of the color. Is that correct?
A crystal, crystal heart.
Crystal of the color. So it's going to help everything. So it's amazing. So congratulations, Sally, and we'll have to get you on the channel.
First step. But thank you, Paul. It was because of teamwork with the mastermind that we were sort of creating. So there you go.
That's right. Hello, Ingrid. How are you going?
I'm good, thank you. Congratulations, Sal. I'm so excited for you. And just to plug my thing, your clothing range really suits my book. So maybe as a side dish, you can also offer your clients this.
Well, tell us about your book. Is your book talks about all the different colors of the chakra, is that correct?
Yes, it's called Reclaim Your Inner Goddess. And as you can see, it's very colorful. We wrote it for women, but it doesn't just apply for women. Men also can benefit from it, because the principle is, reminding everyone to reclaim your inner goddess or God, meaning rebalancing your life, because you can be so busy, lots of responsibilities, feeling shame and guilt to claim pleasure, for example, carrying baggage from the past, for example. Yeah, we all have baggage, right? So then we offer stories and practical tips to release those. So yeah. And we chakra principles. So there are 7 chapters in essence. First chapter is about the root chakra. I wrote the sacral chakra. which is the color of orange that Sally's using now. And the sacral chakra is about the emotions, creativity, sexuality, sensuality, and then the other ladies wrote the different chakras as well. So, yeah.
Well, that's a bit of a coincidence, and we don't believe in coincidences, do we?
Synchronicities, right?
I think maybe Ingrid and Sally should connect afterwards and discuss and see if there's a way where, you know, when someone gets the clothing range, they get the book so that they can actually read what each like chakra does, or maybe a chakra. I don't know. You guys can discuss it offline. Have you managed to have a look?
If I could just interrupt, Paul, the other thing you can do, Ingrid, too, is what I put in the chat. You can get some brochures from Sal, because people are more likely to buy the book because it's cheaper. And then you can put in that about if they want to sort of extend into clothing, then here's a thing, you know, they can get some clothing from Sally. So I guess it can work both ways. You need to get some brochures ready, Sal.
I'm working on it, babe. Thanks, business manager. This is what networking is all about: collaborations, community, connection. This is the new way forward. It's the whole 5D way of living. Love it.
Yeah. You know what an affiliate program is, Ingrid and Sally?
Yes.
Sorry, what?
You know what an affiliate program is?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So maybe Sally could set up an affiliate program. So you whack Sally singing the book. And then every time somebody goes, you know what, I would love to wear that and get that crystal and all that, you can get a little bit of, so plenty of things for you two to think about.
I have been in Sally's ear about that already, Paul. So thank you for, consolidating that. There you go, Sal. You got to do that.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah.
Sally's got more work, but you know what, Sally?
I know. It's all right. You should see my list.
Yeah, no. And the thing is, just to get back to Sally, she's done this, but this is just one of the many things she does. I don't know how she keeps up with everything.
She's amazing.
Ellie and I run classes. So
She's a dynamo.
anyway,
So I'm going to be Sally's business manager. She's just appointed me in the chat. So there's proof. I have witnesses. You have to negotiate my contract, Sal.
and we're going to
just
do a
want
tour.
50% of the business.
Sally is now loaded, super loaded, so she definitely can pay you heaps.
But she told me that she's overspent her money, so she's not getting mine.
But that's right. We're using Gregory to tap into the US market, and we're going to do loads over there. We're all going.
I love it.
Well, Gregory will be happy to do that. And you know what? There's how many 300 million of them. So Gregory, the affiliate program in America could make you richer than Sally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ingrid, have you managed to actually have a look at the prosperity game yet, or is?
No, not yet.
Okay. So I sent you the link. I don't know if you received the link or not.
Did you send it through email?
I did send you an email. It probably comes up as app sheet or something like that. But what I'll do is I'll resend it to you.
Okay.
Okay.
So is it using your email address?
Good question.
How should I search it in my 19,572 emails?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think it comes from. Well, let me ask you, Gregory, when you got it, did you get it from an email from me, or was it from AppSheet?
I believe it had your name on it because I remember you telling me to look for the other. And if I remember correctly, I believe it came as your name because I thought, oh, that was easy because I couldn't even remember what you said to look for. So I'm pretty sure it came across to me as you yourself.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I'll make sure that you can. I'll resend it to you, and you can start playing. We've only got 1 week left for this month, but even if you do the first week, by the end of the week, you'll be spending $7,000. And that was the week where a lot of people got a lot of insights about what their relationship with money was or anything like that. Now, we're running out of time, but before we go, does anybody want to give us any insights that they've had this week with regards to their relationship, except for Sally overspending? She's becoming a great consumer.
Too easy.
Anyone else have any insights?
All I know to say is starting with from the premise that we already have the bigger things we want to achieve, and we're just a matter of spending the money on what we want. I actually find it more difficult to spend the money. I mean, I found ways to spend it, but having everything that I already want that I'm working towards, I don't find, other than my experiences of going places and doing things, I don't really find myself wanting anything else. So it gets a little difficult at that point if you're starting where you're with already everything that you're working to achieve now. So that's one thing that I saw.
Yeah, and
I
Alison?
love that, Gregory, because I also feel a little bit like that, and that's why I said, like when I went to Berlin, I was spending all this money on experience and only $5,000 for shopping. But the other thing on the back of that is also when you have a lot of money, it's very easy not just to splash it around without being mindful about where you're spending it. And I firmly believe that when you have money, you should use it responsibly. It's not just because money loves respect, right? So you need to respect your money. So just sort of flashing it around and splashing it around without any thought behind it, I actually think is even worse than having a scarcity mindset in some ways, because that is not really using your money in the best way possible. One of the things I love to do, like, when you're at a shopping mall and there are people who clean the tables at the food court, every now and again, I've just given someone $10 just for the hell of it, right? And little things like that really give me joy. And I know we've talked about Sally and even Gregory about, contributing to people and sort of, helping people along the way. So you can have like $10, which brings a lot of joy to someone, even though you might not have sort of oodles of money. And so therefore, when you do have oodles of money, really being mindful about how you spend it to make an impact. And obviously, it'll all depend on your individual values. But regardless of what our values are, I really think that having a lot of money can lead us to just splashing it around mindlessly, which can be, I think, very, sort of destructive on one hand, but also irresponsible, not good for the planet. So that's my take on having lots of money too.
Yeah, my view on that is that for most people, if they accumulate the money the right way, they accumulate the right mindset along the way as well. Whereas if you win lotto, you haven't accumulated the right mindset, and that's probably when you splash it around a lot more. So I see this as a journey as you're accumulating the right mindset as well, because you're already responsible. It's not like you're not going to become responsible with money. I know my dad was highly irresponsible with money. He still is. That's why he's got none. But that's a different topic. All right. So 1 week to go. We'll see everybody next week, same time, same channel. And let's see how those big numbers go, what we're going to buy. Sally, let's see if we can rein you in a bit.
It's too easy. I know. So, it is a complete shift in the mindset this week. So
She's going to buy a Westfield shopping centre.
It was so funny the first week, Sally's going, I feel so guilty. And now she's going, let's just flash it.
Yeah, but Paul, like for 12 years, I've only ever lived off a debit card. Like if I don't have it, I can't spend it. And then just having this excess when you've had to be sort of not scroogey, but just careful. And then all of a sudden you're still careful, but it just is piling in. It's like, whoa.
Well, have that expectation and see your clothing range as being something that takes you beyond your wildest imagination. Just quickly, I know we should be hanging up, but I was watching somebody on YouTube. So in the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, it says when money comes, it's going to come in such abundance, you're going to wonder where it was before. And it's not just about money, it's about life experiences as well. And I've been watching these two, I suppose, young boys, they're probably in their late 20s, early 30s. All right, bye, Alison, who have their own YouTube channel. And I've been watching them, and the one guy loves Ferrari, and because they're doing this YouTube channel, they were invited to Ferrari. They went and saw all the cars. They had dinner at Ferrari. They had an opera singer. And this guy's going, I can't believe that I've had this experience. And this is what actually happens is when you get into this abundant mindset, this is what happens. All right. Anyway, it looks like everybody's got to go. I will see you guys in a week.
See you, Gregory. Good to see you, babe. See you next week.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.